Welcome to Up Level, Real Health, Real Talk with Dr. Jenna Blasi. I'm Dr. Jenna. I spent years crafting ways to help women thrive, and I want to help you do the same. On this podcast, we dive deep into health at every level, focusing on the mind, the body, and the spirit. This is where real conversations meet transformational wellness. We'll be talking about all the things that truly matter, from nutrition and fitness to lifestyle, mindset, and personal development. Plus, the real deal on managing stress and navigating menopause. So if you're ready to elevate your health journey with authentic, transformative insights, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to Up Level. I'm Dr. Jenna, and today I want to talk about how to protect your progress and enjoy your journey. Now, this is a little bit appropriate just through August. I'm going to tie into the summer momentum and sort of protecting your progress through August, but you can apply this any time of year. You can come back to this episode anytime you feel that your motivation is starting to wane, because it's so important to re-energize ourselves when we're mid-journey of anything. And so this is especially for those of you who are currently participants in our Sexy Summer Shift 30-day protocol, or those of you that go and grab it. It's just a little bit longer going to be available, because I want to normalize the dip that can happen in excitement or in your sense of urgency. It's so easy to just kick that can down the road. And so I want to show you how we can focus on progress rather than outcomes. And this can really help us stay consistent through August and through any time of life. So maybe you're on a journey with us, or just think of any time you're on a journey. You started strong, you made real shifts. All right. And now hopefully you have this summer. Like I've talked through the summer of like, find your momentum, harness the energy of summer. So like you're going, you've made these shifts, and now it's August. This is the moment where a lot of people may start to question, am I doing enough? Why isn't this faster? On any journey, I see this come up for people, and it's completely normal, because there is a huge myth that is continually perpetuated, and that is the myth of constant motivation. A lot of people, when I'm interviewing them for one of our programs, because we only accept a certain number of people, I want to find out what their obstacles are so I can figure out if our style, our coaching, what we offer can really help them. And what I hear frequently from people is, I'm just not motivated. I'm not motivated. Motivation, I've said this before, is not like some fairy dust that gets sprinkled on us. I'm not motivated every day either, but I'm committed. Persistence comes from commitment, right? That strong why. And the truth is, real change doesn't always feel dramatic. Even, I coach people on like having quantum leaps in their business, in their health, and their mindset, et cetera. And when we're in the middle of a quantum leap, we're not even really aware till we get on the other side. So if you're not seeing a huge result yet, that absolutely does not mean that it's not working. Your body is healing under the surface. Your hormones are starting to come into alignment. Inflammation is calming. Your gut is recalibrating. And those don't always show up on the scale or in the mirror right away. So if you are one of those people that's been on a roller coaster of, I do the things and then I get frustrated, I quit and I'm not doing them, or life happens, right? I'm doing it and I'm not, doing it and I'm not. If we keep stopping and starting, we won't get there. And one of the reasons that we tend to stop and start is because we get frustrated and we focus on results, and we get kind of entitled, like, why am I not there yet? I've been eating healthy and moving my body for X number of months. I should have released more weight by now. I should, X, Y, Z. And that really is an entitlement of thinking that we should be somewhere that we're not. Consistency and dedication to where you're at is a huge piece, but I want to reframe that and talk about enjoying your journey, progress over the outcome. I had a conversation with my program members recently. We were talking about inner peace. I said, how many of you, actually I asked it a different way. I said, what does peace mean to you? What does peace of mind mean to you? And some of the people were talking about being able to stay steady through the storm, right? Being calm on the inside. And others were talking about when the outside is calm. I have peace of mind when there's no drama in my family, when there's nothing big going on. And the Truth of the matter is life is always going to happen. We may have periods of calm, but we will always have those storms. And so when we're on a health journey or any journey of progress and growth, it's normal to ask, am I there yet? Right? Kids, we're like kids in the backseat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh, I just thought of that. And I kind of like that metaphor, because with kids, we're like, just relax. We're not there yet. We could be like, we were on a trip once and we like literally left our street, drove like 2 minutes down the road. And my daughter was like, are we in Phoenix yet? We live in Sedona. And I was like, Sedona, like we're 2 minutes from our house. Like, how are you even asking us this? So we do this on our journey. Am I there yet? Am I there yet? Am I there yet? Because we're so focused on the outcome, the scale, how much weight we want to lose, etc. And so a different way you can ask that question, or a way to reframe it, is what is different already? What is different already? When we can enjoy the journey and be inspired on our journey, then we're really winning, because we're always making some kind of progress. Different progress markers. Are you having fewer cravings yet? Improved energy, mood, a more consistent routine is a win. Saying no without guilt. Momentum is not about speed. It's actually about intention and consistency and the direction that you're going. And I've said before, if we measure ourselves from where we've come, then we can always see that progress and celebrate it. If we measure ourselves from where we're going, we're never really there. Because ideally, you set a goal, and when you achieve it, you set the next goal, because the soul wants expansion. The soul wants growth. If you're a runner, you're always trying to run a little bit faster or maybe a little bit longer. So measuring ourselves against the outcome is like dangling this carrot that we're constantly chasing, and that can lead to frustration and we're never there. Versus, how far have I come? Look at the progress I've made. So staying steady through August, or through any time, like I said, you can come back to this episode. Set mini goals. That's a great way. Each week, just set a mini goal. I'm going to drink water before my coffee. I'm going to stretch daily. I'm going to do a gratefulness journal before I go to bed each night. Whatever mini goals will help you be moving along the path of growth. Track wins. Track wins even if they're tiny. I work with people a lot on this, and we forget. When we're sick, we feel like we'll never get better. And when we're better, we forget how we were. So like, I take really good notes. And sometimes when I meet with people, they'll say nothing's changed. And I'll say, are you still having headaches every night? Oh, I was having headaches every night? No, those are gone. Are you still super irritable through the day? No, I've actually been really patient. So we forget, first of all, so we want to track those wins. What we typically do as human beings on this planet, we track what's missing. We track what's not working. We track the symptoms. Oh, I'm still bloated. I'm still in pain. My energy is not where I want it to be. I was talking to a patient a month or so ago, and she was like, well, I just thought I would, have more energy by now. And I said, how is your energy? She's like, well, most days I feel great. She said, but a couple days a week, I'm still a little tired. And I looked back at my notes. I said, when you came in, you had zero energy. You were completely exhausted. You never had any get up and go. And now you're telling me that the majority of the time you feel really good, and like a couple times a week you feel a little low. And even those days are better than they were. She went, oh my gosh, yeah. So track your wins, even if they're tiny. That to me was a huge win. But it can be small. It can be small. And if you're working with weight, it's not just the scale, it's measurements. That's how your clothes fit, but it's also how you feel. Again, enjoying the journey. Let's say there's no change in measurements. There's no change in scale. There's no change in how your clothes fit, but you're exercising consistently. You're making healthy choices consistently. You're in integrity with your goal. Because when we're in integrity with our goal, it is just a matter of time, meaning thoughts, feelings, actions in alignment with where we want to go. It is absolutely just a matter of time before we get there. But most of us quit, as Napoleon Hill said, 3 feet from gold. So track your wins, even if they're tiny, and celebrate them. And I really encourage you to limit comparison to others, even to your own past self or your quote unquote ideal self. I'm big on visualization. If you've been listening to me, you know this. I want you to visualize your goal happening. I want you to visualize your ideal self. but then focus on how far you've come. Let that be a guiding vision, but not something that keeps you out of the present, enjoying the journey, embracing where you are. I gained 50 pounds with each of my children, and I'm only between 5'3" and 5'4". And I wanted to get back to where I was pre-pregnancy, but after they were born, I probably still had 35 pounds or so because, they weren't 30-pound babies. And I embraced the whole journey back, enjoying the changes in my body, being a little more full figured, etc., while I worked back to where I felt I'm most comfortable. So limit those comparisons, enjoy your journey, and anchor into why you started. Those deeper reasons that brought you to make those changes in the first place. Because we can get so focused on the outcome that we're like, why am I doing this? And if we remember our why, we're going to keep going. We're going to be persistent. When I had this conversation about peace with my members, I'm actually thinking maybe I'll do a whole episode on peace, because achieving any goal without peace of mind to me is worthless. Like for me, freedom includes peace of mind. Financial freedom, if you have it, but you're super stressed and you're always worried, like that was one of my family members. He had plenty of money, but he didn't ever feel like he did. He had no peace of mind. Who wants that? It's the peace of mind. So if we can find peace of mind and enjoyment along the journey, it's actually going to help us keep going. So be really clear on like where you're at. Like August, it can feel messy. August can feel messy. Schedules change, vacations happen. If you're in Arizona, your kids might be going back to school. If you have different age kids like I do, some are going back to school earlier and later. And so there's a lot of transition, but this does not mean you have to start over. Again, progress over perfection. Instead of aiming and forcing this perfection, I have to achieve all these goals, I have to do all these things or I'm failing. What about if you asked, what version of consistency works this week? I did that episode on vacations, and my family, we went to Hawaii for almost 10 days, and it was a very different schedule. And normally, like I will work out in the morning, but I don't quite get up early enough, typically, that my family isn't already awake. I'm not one of those, it's like, I leave it. I'm doing my meditation maybe at 5 or 6 in the morning. I'm not in the gym. And so I was really balancing, like just wanting to fully embrace all this time with my family versus being gone, working out while, they're having breakfast or doing something. But I also know that going that long without moving my body doesn't typically feel good to me. So what version of consistency works this week? So for example, my husband and I did yoga on the beach. So then I get to be with him, but we actually did it in view of the room. So when the kids woke up, they could see us if they wanted to, but they typically slept later. So where can we embrace walking more and just changing up the routine and being okay with it? Consistency is not about rigidity, actually. I chose a different type of consistency while I was away than I have at home. It's actually devotion and commitment to the direction you choose. For example, I like to be active. I like to be fit. I'm pretty consistent about that. But my family is like, number one after my spiritual commitment. And so where can I look at my devotion of the direction I've chose to be active, to be healthy, but also to embrace my family and be there for my family? So my consistency when I'm away with them looks different. Maybe I do a shorter workout, a different workout. We find a way to do something together, etc. So I think that is a great question. Personally, I think that's a great question. What version of consistency works this week so we don't get so rigid? And really embracing the attitude on the journey, because frustration is one of the biggest deterrents. Think about when we're frustrated, it's a sense that we feel entitled, that something should be different than it is already. Sometimes I'll ask people, how dedicated to you are you to like this path of getting better? And they're like, well, what if it doesn't work? Then I would quit. And I'm like, what doesn't work? Like, are you going to give it? What are you going to quit? Healthy eating? Working on your mindset? Moving your body? Why would we quit those things? We know that ultimately they'll lead to feeling better. But for some people, it's slower. For some people, it's faster. But those aren't things I ever want to quit, regardless of what's going on with my results. It's like your business. If you love what you do, then just keep working to make it happen. It's absolutely possible. But when we get frustrated, we push it away because then we start to get attached. We start to get in an energy that's not in harmony with where we want to be. We start to get in a frequency and an energy that's not at the vibration of a goal, a lofty, worthy goal that we're trying to achieve. So consistency. So momentum is a myth. Just to kind of recap, momentum is a myth. I'm sorry, not momentum. Well, that too a little bit, but motivation is a myth. Like the most committed, successful people, they don't have constant motivation. What they have is commitment. Like I've told you in the past, I don't always feel like exercising, but unless I really need to recover, I push myself to do the thing. The motivation will not always be there. The momentum will not always be there. And when the momentum's not there, we go back to our why. We look at all the wins we've had. We look at all the progress we've made that can kind of reignite our momentum a little bit. And then we look at being consistent in life, being consistent on the path to what we want, the life we want to live, health, wellness, your business thriving, whatever it is. And consistency is commitment and devotion to that direction that you choose. And if your why is strong enough, like the things we'll do for our pets and our kids, the commitment typically doesn't waver. So we have to bring that to ourselves. So for those of you, doing shift with us or on a journey with us or just on your own journey, wherever you are in life, the shift is not just what happens in your meals. It's not just what happens in your exercise. It's what happens in your mindset. Everything starts with our mindset. And that's what's so fascinating and wonderful about the book Psycho-Cybernetics is he found that like he would do plastic surgery on people and some people it was like the game changer for them and other people still felt as unattractive and they felt like they looked the same because it starts in our mindset. And so discipline starts in our mindset, commitment starts in our mindset, and really our attitude of celebrating our wins and how far we've come to kind of keep that momentum, keep that motivation, keep inspired. That's that enjoying the journey. If we enjoy the journey, like the car ride, are we there yet? Let's enjoy the trip there as well. Because what if something happens to us? We never know. And so, let's say you have some goal, whether it's health or whatever, and you're working really hard towards it, but you're miserable the entire time. And then you achieve it and something happens and you were taken from this earth the next day. Have you really achieved anything? Versus if every day you're present, every day you're grateful, and I'm not saying every moment of every day, but we can shift our energy, and every day you're embracing the journey, it's going to be a lot more fun. And the goal is great, but the journey is really what it's about. And that's where peace of mind is being able to stay calm and be peaceful and embrace and enjoy and be inspired by the path that you're on. Not just the goal. We want to be inspired by our goal, but it's really about the day-to-day presence. So celebrate if you've shifted what your meals look like, but celebrate, oh, I'm a little less anxious. Oh, this thing happened. I normally would have taken it personally and I didn't. Oh, I thought I would have lost more weight by now, but my clothes feel better. I feel more confident. Celebrate whatever those shifts are. And recognize that progress is often invisible until it's not. It's like the bamboo tree, right? I think it's the bamboo. It's growing roots. It's growing out of the ground and you don't see anything for like 4 or 5 years and then it sprouts up. But what if it gave up? What if you threw poison on that land because you're like, where's the bamboo tree? And meanwhile, everything's happening under the surface. Everything's happening. So progress can be invisible for a while. And then suddenly it is undeniable. Got to just enjoy the journey. Let go of the timeline. Set a timeline. It gives our mind direction, but then let go. Enjoy. Know that you're going to get there. It's just a matter of time. And, listen to what you need to listen to and read what you want to read to keep you inspired, to keep you we all need repetition of these ideas. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this was super helpful. And whether it's an August slump where you're like, oh no, I'm starting to lose my momentum, or any time in your journey, come back to where that why lives deep inside of you and all of the wins you've had so far, and congratulate yourself and embrace yourself. And if you found this helpful, please share it with a friend that maybe needs to hear this as well. And if you loved it, leave us a 5-star review. And I can't wait to see you next time. Thanks again. Bye. Oh, and hit subscribe, right? So you don't miss any episodes. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Uplevel, Real Health, Real Talk. I hope today's conversation inspired you to take the next step in your health journey, one that nourishes not just your body, but your mind and spirit as well. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found value in today's episode, please leave a review. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep thriving. And remember, true wellness is a journey, and you are on the right path.